1971 delivered 19 #1 hits that rocked the music industry and changed the landscape of popular culture forever. Some of these stories might surprise you, others might make you angry, but they're all part of our shared musical history. Get ready for the real stories behind 1971's biggest hits. George Harrison broke away from the Beatles' shadow with My Sweet Lord, becoming the first solo Beatle to reach #1.
My sweet Lord.
The spiritual celebration came with a heavy price, a massive lawsuit claiming Harrison had plagiarized the Chiffons' He's So Fine. The suit dragged on for years, with Harrison ultimately paying out $1.6 million and losing much of his songwriting confidence. The recording of My Sweet Lord tells a different story altogether. Harrison brought together an unexpected group of musicians, including Eric Clapton, Badfinger, and even Ringo Starr. The song was recorded in a single day, with Phil Spector producing, before his later descent into madness and murder. Tony Orlando and Dawn's Knock 3 Times topped the charts, but few know the group was completely manufactured.
Knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want.
Dawn didn't exist when Orlando recorded the song. They were just session singers who never met him during a recording. Orlando was actually a music publishing executive who had given up on his singing career years before. Behind the catchy tune lies a darker story. Orlando's later mental breakdown in 1980 stemmed partly from the pressure of maintaining the group's artificial image. The success of Knock 3 Times trapped him in a role he never wanted to revisit. The Osmonds stormed the charts with One Bad Apple, a song originally written for the Jackson 5.
One bad apple don't spoil the whole bunch, girl.
The squeaky clean Mormon Family Band faced intense pressure to maintain their wholesome image while competing with their rivals. Behind the scenes, the demanding schedule and constant scrutiny led to severe depression among several band members. Wait a minute, music lovers. If these memories are hitting home, take a moment to hit that like button. Were you Team Osmonds or Team Jackson 5? Share your stories in the comments below. Subscribe now. We've got more incredible tales from your era coming up. Janis Joplin's Me and Bobby McGee hit #1 after her tragic death from a heroin overdose.
Good enough for me, Bobby McGee.
The music industry's dark underbelly claimed another victim at just 27 years old. Many executives knew about her struggles, but kept pushing her to perform, prioritizing profits over her well-being. Few people realize that Chris Christopherson, who wrote the song, didn't know Joplin had recorded it until after her death. When he finally heard her version, he broke down crying. The song was originally about a female Bobby McGee until Joplin changed the gender, making it her own. The Temptations reached #1 with Just My Imagination, but it marked the end of an era.
Just my imagination.
Eddie Kendricks was about to leave the group, tired of the constant fighting and power struggles. The band was fracturing under the pressure of drug abuse and ego clashes that would soon tear them apart. Motown executives initially buried the song, claiming it didn't fit their psychedelic soul sound. It only became a single after radio DJs started playing it from the album, forcing the label's hand. Three Dog Night's Joy to the World dominated airwaves, though songwriter Hoyt Axton faced initial rejection when he pitched it.
Singing joy to the world.
The band told him it wasn't good enough, a decision they'd later regret. Internal tensions were high, with each member fighting for control of the group's direction. Hold on, friends. If you're enjoying these behind-the-scenes stories, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Hit that notification bell and share these videos with friends who lived through this incredible era. Your comments keep these memories alive. The Rolling Stones' Brown Sugar sparked controversy from day one. The song's lyrics about slavery and sexual exploitation created heated debates, yet it still topped the charts. Mick Jagger later admitted he wouldn't write such lyrics today, calling them over the line. Keith Richards recorded his guitar parts while living as a tax exile in France, sending the tapes back to England. The band was literally falling apart geographically, yet somehow created one of their most memorable hits. Honeycomb's Want ads brought female empowerment to the charts, but the group faced constant discrimination in the industry. Record executives try to control their image, their sound, and even their personal lives, leading to bitter disputes and eventually their breakup. The group recorded 1 ad in just 2 takes, but their record label sat on it for months, unsure if the public would accept such a bold statement from female artist. Carole King's "It's Too Late, I Feel the Earth" move revolutionized the singer-songwriter movement, though she battled severe stage fright and anxiety throughout her career.
I feel the earth move under my feet.
The music industry initially pigeonholed her just as a songwriter, refusing to see her potential as a performer. The album Tapestry was recorded live with minimal overdubs, capturing the raw emotion of King's performance. The record company thought it would never sell, proving just how out of touch they were with changing musical tastes. James Taylor's "You've Got a Friend" touched hearts worldwide, but his personal struggles with depression and heroin addiction nearly ended his career multiple times.
You've got a friend.
Record companies tried to hide his mental health issues, forcing him to maintain a calm, collected image while he battled inner demons. The song was actually written by Carole King, who recorded her version the same year. She wrote it in response to Taylor's "Fire and Rain" lyrics, "I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend." The Raiders' Indian Reservation highlighted Native American struggles, though many didn't know that lead singer Mark Lindsay had no Native American heritage.
Indian nation.
The band faced accusations of cultural exploitation, while their record label capitalized on the controversy for publicity. The song was actually recorded years earlier by Don Fardin, but the Raiders version became a surprise hit after nearly being shelved by Columbia Records. The Bee Gees' "How Can You Mend a Broken Heart" topped charts before their disco era, but the band was falling apart behind the scenes. Robin Gibb had recently rejoined after a bitter solo career attempt, and tensions between the brothers remained high. Originally, the Bee Gees offered this song to Andy Williams, who turned it down. The group recorded it themselves as a last resort, never expecting it to become their first U.S. #1 hit. Paul and Linda McCartney's Uncle Albert, Admiral Halsey, confused critics but delighted fans.
Uncle Albert.
Paul faced constant comparisons to his Beatles work, while critics accused Linda of riding her husband's coattails. The experimental nature of this song led some to speculate about drug influence on its creation. The song's structure was inspired by the Beatles' "A Day in the Life," though Paul never publicly admitted it. The character of Uncle Albert was based on Paul's actual uncle, who had a habit of getting drunk and reading from the Bible. Donny Osmond's "Go Away, Little Girl" made him a solo star, though the pressure of fame was already affecting the 13-year-old.
Go away, little girl.
His management team controlled every aspect of his life, from his diet to his social interactions, all to maintain his teen idol image. People have forgotten that Donny suffered severe anxiety during this period, often crying before performances. The song was actually his 4th choice for a single, but his producers insisted on it. Rod Stewart's "Maggie May" almost never made it to the radio.
Oh, Maggie, I couldn't have tried.
The record company considered it too long and too folk-oriented for mainstream success. Stewart wrote the song about his first sexual experience with an older woman at the Beaulieu Jazz Festival, though he later admitted embellishing the story. Hey, music lovers, these stories deserve to be shared. Hit that like button if you remember where you were when Maggie May first played on the radio. Share your memories in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. We're keeping music history alive, one story at a time. Cher's "Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves" marked her comeback as a solo artist, though CBS had dropped her show with Sunny due to their hippie lifestyle.
Gypsies, tramps, and thieves.
The network executives thought their marriage was setting a bad example for American youth, while radio stations debated banning the song's controversial lyrics. The recording session was particularly tense, with Sunny present despite their deteriorating relationship. The song was originally titled "Gypsies, Tramps, and White Trash," but was changed at the last minute to avoid further controversy. Isaac Hayes broke new ground with the theme from Shaft, though many radio stations initially refused to play it, claiming it was too urban for mainstream audiences. Hayes fought the studio for creative control, threatening to walk away if they didn't let him record the extended version. The iconic wah-wah guitar sound was actually discovered by accident when guitarist Charles Pitt's foot fell off his wah-wah pedal, creating a stuck position that Hayes loved and kept in the final recording. Sly and the Family Stone's Family Affair topped charts despite Sly Stone's increasing unreliability. His cocaine addiction was so severe that Epic Records hired armed guards to ensure he showed up to recording sessions. The band was falling apart, with members often recording their parts separately. The song was among the first hit records to use a drum machine instead of a live drummer, though this decision came about because the band's drummer couldn't be found on recording day. Melanie's Brand New Key rounded out 1971's number ones, though many radio stations banned it for supposed sexual innuendos. Melanie wrote the song after breaking a fast at a McDonald's, but record executives encouraged the controversy to boost sales. The song was recorded in just 2 takes, using roller skating sounds created by the studio's tape operator rolling his chair across the floor. 1971 gave us more than just hits. It gave us stories of triumph, tragedy, and transformation. These songs capture a moment in time when music was changing forever and the industry was struggling to keep up. Whether you were there when these songs first played or you're just discovering them now, their impact on music history is undeniable. Before you go, take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification bell to stay updated on more stories from the greatest era of music. Share your memories in the comments below. What was your favorite number one hit from 1971? Or which story surprised you the most? Join our community of music lovers keeping these memories alive. Until next time, keep the music playing, and remember, every song has a story, and sometimes the best ones were never played on the radio.